Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Terrible Theory Saga. Uh, Last time we talked about what I think the first 7 levels are going to be. This time, I'm talking about the last. I'm talking about the last 7 levels of the game. So, once the Calamity hits, and once Calamity Ganon has been released, the the uh, the champions the champions are all going to go to their divine beasts, and I think that there will be another split. Um, there will be another split. You will have to choose which champion you go to first. Well, not go to, but which champion you will follow. Each one of them will lead a charge against the forces of Calamity Ganon. And you will have to fight your way towards your divine beast. And then once you're at the divine beast, then there will be a small segment where you control the divine beast and you can mow down guardians and enemies with it. And it will be really cool. But it will only last for a short time because then the blights will show up and you will have to fight them. And it will be essentially the final boss fights for each of the 4 champions. And it's one of those fights where you're not supposed to win. Even if you defeat them, the cutscenes will show differently. Even if you manage to beat that boss, like in the cutscene, it will show the blight, or possibly it, or possibly that's when Calamity Ganon corrupts the divine beast, and that ends up making the blight even stronger. And so the blight ends up being strong enough to completely wipe out the champion of that divine beast. And I think that each of those 4 levels are going to follow that same pattern. Uh, and we're going to have to watch each of these 4 champions die. And I do believe we will have to actually see their deaths, because while the team making it is working very closely with Nintendo, it is still a third-party team developing this, and it is a T-rated game, meaning that they can show death. They can, and they will. They will show the deaths of our champions, and it's going to be heartbreaking to see each of them die. So I believe that those 4 levels, those are going to be 4 of the last few levels that we do. And I should have titled this the last 8 levels, because the most recent trailer that we've gotten makes me think that there might be a level where, along with several more soldiers and Sheikahs, end up trying to head to the castle. They start heading towards the castle. Zelda is commanding the army. She's the commander, and she's trying to make a path to get to the castle to try and use her sealing power. And that's what leads to the cutscene we saw at the end of the first trailer, where she's crying and saying, "I must protect everyone." And In the most recent trailer, we see her in that same spot she was before, on her knees crying because she failed to unleash her sacred power. And I think that that is going to be that is going to be a mission. That is going to be a mission after the four champions lose their lives. That is going to be the very next mission. The one after that, I believe that Link and Zelda, Link's going to grab Zelda, Link and Impa are going to grab Zelda, and they're going to leave. Impa tells Link and Zelda to go to Fort Heteno, and Impa goes to over there in order to help out the soldiers that are fighting at Fort Heteno. They leave. They go to Fort Heteno. There's a battle there. That's another level. That's the third to last. It'll be the third to last level. I believe it'll be the third to last level, and it will be where Link meets his end. And I believe that the battle to head towards Hyrule Castle, we might end up seeing King Bosphoramis's death in that battle. We might end up seeing his death there. So we get the four levels where each of the four champions die. We get a level where the king dies, and then after that we get a level where Link dies. Dies in quotes. He falls in battle and then has to be taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. But I don't think that's where it's going to end. I don't think that's going to be the last level, because of Akala Citadel. Akala Citadel, thanks to the lore of the game, thanks to the lore of Breath of the Wild, and the lore that was confirmed and set up in both that game and a Champion's Ballad and creating a champion. Thanks to all of that, we know that Akala Citadel was the place where Hyrule made its last stand against the Calamity. It was the last stand of the Kingdom of Hyrule. And I believe that that is going to be the second to last level that we're going to see Hyrule's last stand against the Calamity. And we're going to see all these different soldiers get completely smoked and wiped out. And while they're doing that, I believe that maybe you're playing as I don't know, maybe you're playing as Pura or Robbie or Cass's mentor or something. There are characters that you could have be there at Akala Citadel during that time, and the whole place is gonna get smoked, and so like Cass's mentor and Robbie and Pura, they're gonna have to like leave. They're gonna end up fleeing so that they can still be alive when Breath of the Wild comes. And while they're doing that, that's when Zelda is at Korok Forest, returning the Master Sword to its pedestal, and telling the Great Deku Tree to wait for Link to come to pull it out. And I think after that, we will see one last level. The final level of the game is going to be Zelda and possibly Impa and possibly Robbie and Pura, maybe. Like they and as many Sheikah as they can get together end up making a beeline for Hyrule Castle one last time. And um, while the forces, because we do know that all of the guardians, and there's still a crap ton of guardians and monsters that are all over the place crawling around Hyrule Castle. How could Zelda have made it there on her own? How could Zelda have made it there on her own to go face Calamity Ganon? I think that they got together as many Sheikahs as possible in order to clear a path for her. And then she went to face Calamity Ganon on her own. And I think the final boss of Age of Calamity is going to be Calamity Ganon in his smoky malice form. Because we've already faced that spider-like form of him. We faced the Dark Beast. We faced Dark Beast Ganon. We never did face that big, smoky malice cloud. And I think that we will face it as Zelda. That is going to be the final boss of Age of Calamity. That way we can say that we have faced every version of Calamity Ganon. The freaking smoke cloud malice thing, Dark Beast Ganon, Calamity Ganon, and Breath of the Wild 2 Ganondorf. So we have faced all four versions of Ganon. We faced all four versions of Ganon in this trilogy. I believe that those are going to be the last 8 levels of the game. I really do believe that that's how it's going to end. I think it's going to end with Zelda and a handful of other Sheikahs going to Hyrule Castle to clear a path for her so she can face off against Calamity Ganon. And the second to last level is going to be the Akala Citadel, where all of the soldiers of Hyrule are wiped out. Yeah, I think that the final whatever the boss ends up being in that level with the Akala Citadel, you beat it, but then a cutscene shows that like dozens more are showing up. Maybe it's one of those flying guardians. Maybe that's the boss. It's a flying guardian. That's the boss of Akala Citadel. Whoever beats it, it shows a cutscene where dozens more show up, and then they realize that Akala Citadel is lost. There's no hope, and then all the malice begins to seep up onto Akala Citadel, and they have to whoever it was that you were playing as, whether it be Pura, Robbie, Kaz's mentor, Impa, whoever, they suddenly have to leave. They suddenly have to leave. They have no choice. The Citadel is lost. So I really think that is going to be the case. I think that is how this game is going to end. The death of the 4 champions in those 4 levels, the death of the king in the one after that, the quote death of Link in the level after that, the destruction of Akala Citadel in the second to last, and in the final level, Zelda's showdown with Calamity Ganon. I believe that those are the last 8 levels. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the game is going to end that way? I would love to hear your thoughts on how you think that this is going to end. On how you think that this is going to end. Yeah, like I want to keep the conversation going. I want to know, what kind of levels do you think there are going to be in this game? What kind of major battles in the war against the Calamity could be made into their own levels? I made my theories on the first 7 levels and the last 8 levels, but I want to know, like, what do you think is going to happen in the middle? What kind of battles do you think will take place in the middle of all this? if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to talk to you guys more about this. But with that said, that's going to do it for this video. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for the finale of this saga. Take care, everybody.